Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is August the 7th, 2023. I came back from Yerevan a few days ago. I was there for a few nights, 2 nights, 3 days. It was pretty interesting actually. It was the second day, I believe it was August the 3rd, where I decided to. Now, here's the thing. The last time I was in Yerevan in August was about 4 years ago because I made a vow to myself I wouldn't go to Yerevan in August ever again because it's by far the hottest month to be in Yerevan, right? So, when you're in August, when you're traveling Yerevan to Gyumri and Gyumri to Yerevan, you immediately notice the difference in the air, the frequency, the energy, everything, okay? And I still have people that I meet with in Yerevan that tell us sell your apartment in Gyumri, come to Yerevan. Guys, no, it's not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. I don't feel an attraction or a calling to Yerevan. Yerevan to me looks like a bunch of old Soviet apartments with restaurants in every corner. That doesn't do anything for my spirit. Do you understand? The main reason or purpose and why I felt pulled outside of, the situation and the whole story I've shared for my new viewers. There's videos I've shared. It's under the Hex Witchery playlist. Majority of the last 2 years, the videos I've put on or I've uploaded go directly to the Hex Witchery playlist, so you're gonna have to find it, right? Where I'm explaining the reasons how I got pulled into Gyumri, okay? I'm very drawn to the houses and the architect of Gyumri. The black stone buildings, I can go anywhere in the world if I want to sit near cafes and restaurants. It's not enough for me to move to a place. No. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so interestingly enough, it was the second day, so August the 3rd, I left the new hotel that I was staying at, and when I say new, is literally very new, and usually I stay at the center, but then I went about 10-15 minute drive away from the center at this time, and I noticed there's like a Middle Eastern type of restaurant, literally like a 5-minute walk away. So it was in the afternoon. I decided to go check the place out, and it said that it opens at 11:30. So I was like, let me go have a cup of coffee. I'll stay there for an hour or two, and then I'll just order lunch or something, right? So I walk in, the door's wide open. Outside there's a bunch of there's a patio, so there's a bunch of tables and chairs. Easy accessible to sit, right? I opened the door to tell the ladies. It was about like 11:40, okay, a.m. So I opened the door, this young girl comes out, and I told her, I'm like, I just want to let you know I'm here. She's like, we're closed. And I'm like, that's another reason why I had left Yerevan, or I never really liked Yerevan. Throughout all my years staying in Yerevan, I've probably experienced one good customer service. It was like a steakhouse back in 2019. The customer service is freaking horrible. Like absolutely horrible. So yeah, I go and I want to tell her like, yeah, she's like, it's closed, we're closed. And I said, first of all, the door is open. Second, you have a sign that says open. Third, I will sit in the patio, on the chair. That's completely fine. She's like, no, I gotta clean the tables. You're not allowed to come here until 12. I said, honey, it's blazing hot outside. You expect me to leave and then come back? She goes, yeah, you're gonna have to come back. No, sorry. Nothing. No, you cannot sit here. No, give me the thing to wipe the tables. I will wipe the tables. I said, no, you can't. I said, you know what? F you. I was pissed off. I'm like, and then 2 seconds later, another girl with red flaming hair, younger than me, she said, oh, I want to sit. 20 minutes left. She's like, no, you cannot sit. Same thing to her as well. Okay. You're losing customers. It's not smart. So I was like, never going there ever again. So I was pissed. I put my sunglasses on. I just decided to go for a walk in the blazing heat. And I'm just going and I'm going and I'm going. I probably walked about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. I stopped to get some water because it was like really hot, right? And my Wi-Fi went out. So I ended up going to like these little neighborhoods, random neighborhoods. And I saw this lady coming out of, the door was open. It's like a 2-story like guest house in the middle of this random neighborhood, right? Outside of like, I'm definitely not in the center. Like I said, 15, 20 minutes drive away. I'd say about maybe, 10 to 15 minutes drive away. 25-minute, half an hour walk from the center. And, I was like, okay, maybe I'm passing by and I see her. And I was like, okay, perhaps they have Wi-Fi. I'll just freaking call a cab or something, right? Or let my friend know or whatever is going on, right? To inform her or whatnot. And I noticed that the Wi-Fi isn't operating. So I walked away and then I somewhat came back. And as I came back, I'm like this, trying to hook up the Wi-Fi. And I just see this guy pull in with these sunglasses. I see him pull in and he's like trying to put the brakes in his car. So he puts it and he's just looking at me like, oh, who is this girl? What is she doing? So he goes, excuse me, can I help you? And he comes out of the car and I'm just walking away because I was already about to walk away right when he was coming. This is a young guy, right? So he comes out and I'm just walking. And as I'm walking, he literally comes out of his car. And again, he goes in Armenian, excuse me, can I help you? Is there something I can help you with? I want to help you. And I'm just ignoring him, right? He's not screaming, just with this little tone. Next thing you know, this guy gets in the car. He gets in the car, he follows me, okay? He opens the window and he goes, hi, I noticed you came to my guest house. That's my guest house. And then you left. He goes, I just want to ask, is everything okay? Can I help you? And I said, no, everything's fine. I just needed Wi-Fi. I wanted to make sure I have connections with a friend of mine. I'm fine. Thank you very much. That's fine, right? He goes, oh, okay. So he put the window up, right? And then I said to him, how far is so-and-so? Because I'm either going to walk or I'm probably going to call a cab. Because he kept asking me, well, can I help you or whatever? And he's like, it's about 25-minute walk, so on and so forth. So I took a turn, and I noticed he's taking a turn too. And there's someone else in the car. So they stopped the car. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, right? So there's on the left side, if you pass, there's a little bit of like a family, like, area where like a lot of people are, it's full of people, there's trees, there's benches. So I decided to walk in there. Next thing you know, this guy comes out of the car and he follows me. Okay, he follows me, he comes and he sits next to me, not very close, a little bit on the other side of the bench. He's introducing himself. I said, why are you following me? And he goes, listen. He goes, can you please correct me if I'm wrong? But he goes, I saw you there standing on your own. It was like you were trying to find something. And he goes, I thought you were crying. He goes, please don't cry. I'm like, I'm not crying. I took my sunglasses off. I'm like, look at my eyes. Do I look like I'm crying? He's like, no, but why were you doing that with your nose? And I said, that's because I'm allergic to the heat. He's like, what do you mean you're allergic? I'm like, I can't, when it's too hot. My nose, my sinuses, everything goes off. He goes, as long as you're not crying, you're okay, everything's fine. What can I do for you? And then he started telling me how he lived in California. He came back. He opened up the hotel or guest house. He's running it. He lives in there. Then he has a bunch of other businesses, so on and so forth. Then he's asking me, please come to our area. I will offer you, Hurasirutun, give you some coffee. Maybe you need coffee. I'm like, no, I'm fine. And he's like, yes, you can come. I'm not asking for anything else. All I want to do is offer you some coffee. So finally I said, you know what? Fine, just give in. I really needed coffee. So I go, his friend's standing there on the corner. I'm like, all this time you're standing here on the corner? He says, yes, I didn't want to come across as two guys coming up to you, making you feel uncomfortable. So we went back very close to where his guest house was. It's family operated. I hear him go, Mom, can you put us a cup of coffee? So then all of a sudden, this man from Kuwait upstairs, he came down, and there was about 4 or 5 of us having coffee. Everyone is getting to know each other, and the conversation led to the usual topics, which was the war that happened here, as well as how, you know, there's always Armenians that are on guard waiting to sell out other Armenians, and they were saying, the guy from Kuwait and him was saying how the way they interpret it is these are people that are like looking, they think they're like a mafia, or they view themselves as a mafia, and to them it's a business to sell out people. So he showed me a photo, and then he lifted his arm. He went to he was in the war, and he told me that it was an Armenian that sold him out. So the Azeris were looking for Armenians who are going to, like, he literally went up to this Armenian guy and he said, I will offer you money if you give me secrets on on your secrets. Exactly the same thing as I always say in all my videos. You know what I mean? Because Armenians give out secrets. That's the only reason why they won this war, right? For money. He offered him money, and he goes, he showed an exact location as to where I was, he said. And he goes, I was standing there, I'm on guard, I got my weapons, I got everything, right? Because we're, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, I can't remember the exact word he used, but he said all of a sudden this bomb is being flown from the air, right? And it came and it randomly hit him right like under the arm right here next to his heart. And he showed me the photo when it was like raw and fresh. And he goes, I was in a complete blackout. He's like, I started hallucinating after, I couldn't hear anything. And he goes, this happened to me because an Armenian sold me out. He goes, that's why I'm seeing you. You're a woman. I thought you're crying. He goes, and then I saw you doing this with your nose, because literally I do that when freaking sinus. You guys, anybody that knows me, when it's hot, when it's like humid and it's blazing hot, my nose sinuses go off, okay? And the back of my neck and my head starts heating up. Sorry, I don't have much melanin on me, okay? My eyes are gray. Yeah, so he's like, I just, because I can't take, like, I can't take when seeing people that, like, if I need to help you, I will help you. And I'm like, no, I don't need your help. Like, it's fine. So yeah, for a few hours, he's like, you need me to do this for you? Da, 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 da. He's like, you get to know my family anytime, this. I'm like, I don't know, whatever. So, it was pretty interesting, I'll tell you that. It definitely made it kind of reversed, and it kind of helped with earlier situation where that lady at the restaurant freaking pissed me off. It made up for it, but also it makes you kind of a little teary too to see these young people. He was only like 28. He told me he's 28 years old, so during the war he must have been like 24, 25, you know what I mean? And he told me he's a cancer son. But you know, it's just interesting, because I always say, whenever you talk or you ask the universe questions, the universe literally answers you in multiple ways. You know, like last year, the end of last year or the beginning of this year, when I was uploading a bunch of videos on Birthright Armenia and how much of a scam they are, and how much they, you know, behind closed doors, they really they just treat their volunteers like shit, and it's like, it's an abusive organization. And how everything I said, till this day, not one person has ever said to me, whether it's in person, through contact, through email, through my YouTube channel, not one person came out and said, no, Talar, you're wrong. In actuality, everyone knows, they agree, because that's how they also know, they see it. And I just, like, it's horrible. And that's why for me, it's very difficult for me to be able to say that I can stay here and be healthy and happy and live in Armenia for the rest of my life, because there's always going to be an Armenian who joins a group or is already part of a group or even a part of a friendship group as people who are friends, who is on guard waiting to sell another Armenian out for cash, and some of them for free, because they see it as a mafia, because they're lazy and they don't want to work. And we're just sitting there, and I'm like, you know, listen to this. 40 to 70 girls in Armenia went with a bus. They went to go fight with their weapons in that war, in 2020 Artsakh war, to protect their country, because there's not a lot of men in this country. So those girls, they went, and do you believe the driver was offered money to sell those girls out? He drove them to an area. When he stopped the car, the Turks came and they paid this man off. They put a bomb under the car, and the entire fucking bus blew up, because that Armenian guy sold those women for money. Do you understand? So was that really a war in terms of winning because they actually won through fighting the war? No. And a lot of these guys, these Armenian guys, when they went to go fight the war, the people who took them there, they weren't even telling them what to do, who to fight, where to go. They just took them and they threw them places. A lot of people told me that they're like, we don't even know if we're about to shoot other Armenians. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of confusion. There still is confusion. But at the end of the day, how do you stay in a country? How do you form friendships and relationships and a family bond or a community with a group of people that you know how they operate? And how they operate is they will befriend you. They will be your friend. They will love you. They will want you in their community. And then they will fucking sell you out when the time is right. No, I can't do it. Do you understand? This to me is by far way worse than all of those historical facts of how Armenians, you know, were genocides in the hands of, under the concept of Islamic terrorism, wiped off. This is by far way worse. This is way worse. This is also just me, you know, expressing my passion, expressing the truth, because as I always say, I created this YouTube channel to express truths, to express things that go on in these communities. I've been part of a lot of things here, and I want nothing to do with it anymore. And the only thing that's keeping me here is literally my physical property, this house, this apartment. And I said to myself, like, you know, 2024, even the rest of 2023, I'm going to be traveling. I'm not staying here. But when I go to Montenegro the end of this month, I'm coming back to my apartment. Then I'm going to Jordan for several months. Then I'm coming to my apartment. Then I'm going to, in 2024, when I come back from Jordan, not too long after, a few weeks later, I'm going to be going to Socotra, Yemen. A week later, I'm going to Morocco. Then I'm coming back. Each time I'm coming back to this apartment. Each time I'm coming back to Armenia, Gyumri. And it's not like it's super easy for me, because when I'm in Yerevan, I got to do another 2-hour travel back to Gyumri. After Morocco, I'm going to Oman. Then I'm going to Saudi Arabia in 2024. There's still talks about whether if I'm going to go to Europe or not, but my main focus is Middle East. I'm going for a rebirth of my spirit. I'm going because I need these changes. So if I am going to sell this apartment or put it for sale, it's not going to be until 2025. What comes after that is not up to me at this point. It's up to the will of the universe, and that's it. So, but I want to say something. Last month, I went to a nearby local coffee shop. I'm not going to give out names, though I probably should, and eventually I will, because I did give out names when I created the videos in regards to Birthright Armenia and all those people involved. Some of those people were there. When they first saw me, they didn't make a sound. I'm sitting right next to this person. Okay, that was part of the Birthright organization that took all my information and knowledge and whatever, not even saying a word to me, clearly sees me. And then one of their, I don't know if you want to call it buddies or coworkers or someone else in one of those organizations, clearly knows who I am. I don't know who they are, but as soon as they walked in, they were like startled, terrified of me. And then the girl, I'll just say her name's Sarah, she's looking at her and looking at me, and I'm just like minding my own fucking business, because it's not like I'm there for them. I'm there to enjoy my coffee. I'm there to complete my paperwork for my goals and what's to come in my life and everyone I'm involved with and what I'm doing. So then they come and sit next to each other, across each other, and the girl, she's still staring at me. Like, if you want to take a look at me, if you know you've done something wrong, I don't know, and you claim you're a Christian, and you claim you care about people, and you claim, you know, you care about people's welfare and warfare, and you want to help your communities, like how you all write them out on your biographies and your documentaries, and you get fundings from all Armenians and non-Armenians to make this city a great place, which is also my ideas to begin with as well. All of my ideas, from getting lodges and renting it out, that's all my ideas that they took, all of it. Knowingly, they took all my ideas, and they're still making a business out of it. I don't care if they're pocketing money or if it's going to an organization, it was still my ideas. The point is, if you're seeing someone across you, and you're so startled that you cannot say anything to that person, but you keep looking at them, and you can't even speak to the person in front of you because you're so startled. What makes you so qualified for the work that you're doing? You're telling me, you're showing me with your actions and non-actions that you know your silence is more damaging, is more abusive than an abuser. There is a thing called you are an abuser if you stay silent, you know. And you pretend. And it's interesting because these people, I had made a video. Go look at these people's profiles, whether it's Facebook or their whatever it is, their websites, organization websites. They literally put up Christian quotes and all these things. And then it's like they're revealing how fake they are because they need to cover it up by pretending to be clean. They literally removed those quotes right after. So they're watching me. And by far, please do watch me, because I understand you need new inspiration, and I give you lots of inspiration. That's great, that's fine. But if you see me, you can say hi. I'm not gonna cut your head off. It's just, you know, it's embarrassing. You know that 28-year-old guy who got shot under his arm? He was even more diplomatic and sincere. He said to me, I'm offering you, please come in. I don't want money from you. I don't want anything from you. He goes, I saw you. I thought you were crying. I'm seeing this woman here. He goes, I can't handle it. And that's because he's gone to the front to fight, to protect this nation. He was sold out by another Armenian. So he does understand. He's become emotional because of it. And him and his friend are openly fucking doing cocaine in front of his mother, in front of me, in their own business, for fuck's sake. That's how messed up our communities have gone. In front of me, there's no... That's how much help the people in this country need. And if you care, you would do something about it, but you don't. You only pretend that you do. And don't tell me there's only so much you can do, because you are all like a mafia, all connected to each other. You all know each other. And you're all fake. I gotta stop this video because I literally need to go to the washroom, and I gotta log on to my business because I should have been working half an hour ago, but I decided to make this video, and I wanted to really get this message across, because the truth sets you free. Lies and covering up things never do. The truth sets you free.